This is Aaron with ANetComputers.com with another video for you today. If you are a webmaster, if you administer a website or websites plural, and you also have partnered with Google and signed up for their Google Adsense program, which allows you to display Google advertisements on your blog posts, web pages, static pages, etc. ad nauseum ad infinitum, and you log into your Google Adsense account, you're going to see this message. Beginning January 16th of next year, Google will make it mandatory that all publishers that serve ads to the acronym known as European Economic Area and another acronym known as the United Kingdom end users will have to use a Google certified consent management platform. Now you can use Google's own in-house certified consent management platform, which is what I'm going to show you how to create this message. So all you do is you log into your Google AdSense account. Then on the left hand side you're going to click on privacy and messaging, and then when you get there you're going to scroll down and you're going to see GDPR. You do not need to worry about the CPRA, these others, not yet. So click on GDPR. Now you notice how the message off. That's because I have not created a message yet. Now I'm not 100% sure. I am willing to bet that at the very least, if I do not create a GDPR General Data Protection Regulation, which I think is attributable to the European Union, then I will not be able to display Google AdSense advertisements in any of those nation states, which would include the United Kingdom and the European Economic Area. And so I'm going to go ahead and create this message. I'm not a fan of this. This is just, more waste of my time, but that's what they're requiring. Now, as far as I just do not know, if you do not create a message, is Google no longer going to allow you to advertise, or are they just going to restrict it? They just won't show any advertisements on your website, for example, ANetComputers.com, to any end users in these areas. I'm not 100% sure. So what you're going to do is you're going to then add your privacy policy uniform resource locator. Now, Google AdSense, one mandatory piece of information is that when you sign up, you must have a privacy policy. You must have a separate web page. You know what I'm saying? Which URL is an acronym for Uniform Resource Locator. I already have one. Then number 2 is you're going to choose which consent options to include. I will show you which consent option I'm going to choose, or I'll explain it to you. Number 3, review your general data protection, regulation, account settings, and then publish your general data protection regulation message. All right, so then you click on create a general protection data regulation message. Now you have 3 steps. You create it, you select some choices. You can style. I'm not worried about styling it, but you can style it so that it'll look and match your website. Publish. And then when you're done, you just click on publish. So then I'm going to create a general data protection regulation. Yeah, get it, government. They're always causing problems. Okay, so then here I'm going to, let's see. I have to choose a site, and because of privacy, the irony is that when it comes to especially YouTube, when you screen capture, I'm always conscious and cognizant of what I screen capture, because you just don't know. I'm not a fearmonger, I'm not paranoid, but okay, actually I can show it to you. Okay, so I'm going to choose my own website. You notice a uniform resource locator, I already had one, but earlier before I recorded this video I actually added it. If you do not have it added, you have to add it. You do not have to add a site name, but this URL, and it must be real, and I'm sure they verify it. So you have to have a privacy policy. All right. Well, but when you try to, join Google AdSense, if you don't have a privacy policy, chances are they're going to deny your application. Now, this was confusing to me. It says if you choose to support multiple languages on your message, the language shown to each user will be determined by the user's device language. Okay, so I think what will happen is that any individuals in the European Economic Area and also the United Kingdom, the message should translate into their localized language. If they're in Greece, it'd be Greek. If they're in Spain, it would be Spanish. If they're in Great Britain, it'd be British English, you know what I'm saying? But you still are required to choose a language, so I'm going to type in EN for English, and I think I may choose regular English, or I just may choose, EN GB for Great Britain. I might just choose Great Britain, but you know what I'm saying? But that's kind of exclusive to Great Britain. So I just might choose the regular English, but a lot of Americans speak that. There's also in Australia, New Zealand. It just goes on and on and on. Now you can change this. You can go after you create this message. You can change it, but you have to choose at least one language that it will revert back to if it's not working. So I'm just going to choose that. Now this is where you have three options. These are the user consent options. This is what the end users will see. I think for me and anetcomputers.com, the middle one would be best. What will happen is they'll have basically three choices. They can consent to view the advertisements that are displayed. They can click a button. They can click on do not consent. Or they could choose a third option, which would be to manage the options, which I don't 100% know actually what they can manage. These other ones are too restrictive, so I'm going to choose the middle one. Okay, now legitimate interest controls, and then review your ad partners. Now you have to. Well, actually you don't, but I'm going to do it anyways. But I'm done. I guess I could create the message already. I guess what is mandatory is that you must I tested it. You have to have at least one language. You can add additional languages, but I'm not going to. And you also have to select your site. However, I think I'm going to go and show you really quick. Review ad partners. You click on that, and a pop-up window shows up. And now I'm just going to choose the default. Now you can if you want. Now, and yeah, some partners of Google AdSense, they have gone through the list and they know which advertisement partners or that they do or do not want. I don't know why it's taken so long. Oh, there we go. Now as you can see at the bottom, you can choose which you can customize the ad partners. What this will do is it will allow these, you can choose them individually. So if you want to restrict anybody, you would scroll through this list. I'm not going to go through it because it's quite lengthy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just choose the default commonly used ad partners. I'm not really concerned about this, but if you are concerned about this, whether it's because of the data protection, general data protection, you know what I mean, over there or whatever, then you can. But yeah, it's not mandatory. Okay, purposes, I'm not worried about that. Oh, you know what? I should show it to you, though. It may or may not be mandatory when you create this message. Okay, yes, I think I'm going to choose 2 for now. Select basic ads. I want to tell people why. Why am I receiving this message? And I'll be transparent. I'll be like, okay, well, I'm just showing you basic advertisements. Also, my website, anetcomputers.com, which is basically a static website. It's a long story. I'm not going to, digress into that. But actually, I've tested it, and it does set cookies. But they're very limited, and that's about it. Most websites collect cookies. The hypertext transfer protocol, your web server, it does. In this day and age, it's almost, I'm sure there is a way to disable cookies, but a lot of web browsers don't even like that. They get all paranoid or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to choose the first 2 and let me think. How about not use? No, it's not that. Because I know and I'm trying to be transparent. I know my website does collect a few cookies, but they're just basically just just normal cookies that web servers have always collected. You know what I mean? And then ads. I think I'm just going to choose legitimate interest for both. Oh, I'm not allowed to? Okay, I guess I'm not allowed to. Okay. Well, if they do not consent to cookies, then they can decline it. And I don't really have a problem with that, but I could change that later. What I'm mostly concerned is Google going to punish me further? Is Google YouTube? I know YouTube, they don't like my YouTube channel. They do not like small channel operators because I don't generate that much revenue. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's pretty obvious. I think YouTube is rigged, and I still do plan on recording that video. I just haven't gotten around to it. There is a study on the internet that you can find that proves that YouTube is rigged. There's another study. Well, it's not. It's more of a. It's not. It's not a quote unquote study. There is an article on the internet. It's very thorough, very lengthy. That to me proves that Twitch.tv is rigged. Okay, so now I can create the message. So click on continue, and then it should create the message. Now again, this is mandatory as of next January, and I'm just concerned. I have two concerns. You know, number one, okay, so now this is what it's going to look like. Now, if you notice up in the upper right-hand corner, you can save the draft. And what that will allow you to do is if you're hesitant, you can save it as a draft and then go back later. Or maybe you're busy right now, but you want to take this seriously, but you're just kind of busy. Now, you can manage the options. You can add partners. You can revoke links. This is what the website. I'm not really worried about the aesthetics right now, you know, but this is what it's going to look like. So anybody over in the European Economic Area, as well as United Kingdom, this is what they're going to see when they visit my website, anetcomputers.com, and Google AdSense is trying to show them an advertisement because of this stupid law, the General Data Protection Racket. I mean, hey man, I'm in the United States. I'm not a fan of nation states. I'm not. No, you know. Hey, I'll be transparent, and I don't think Google likes that I talk about this, but I am anarchist. But I will leave it at that. And so when it comes to the General Data Protection Racket and then the governments make it mandatory, yeah, it causes more problems and it wastes my time. Okay, so this is what they're going to look like. You notice the three options that I stipulated? They can either do not consent and not see any of the advertisements. They can consent, or they can also manage options. I thought this was the best choice, but it's up to you. It's your website. And I have a small website. I'm not a major corporation, so that could make a difference. I'm not really worried about the styling, but you can click on it. I don't even know if I'm going to waste my time with that. That's kind of aesthetics, but if you're really concerned about the styling and make sure it looks decent with your website, well, I'll click on it, but hopefully it doesn't take too much time. Oh, you can the header, the headline, the body, the buttons. You know, I'm not really concerned at this moment. You know what I mean? I'm more concerned with two, and then I'm going to go ahead and publish it. This is live. I'm not even going to save the draft. You know what I mean? I'm going to go ahead and publish it and deal with this now rather than needing to worry later. Okay, it says great job. You're ready to publish your message. Okay. Now it says that user messages will automatically deploy through your Google Publisher tag. It may take up to an hour. Now, I don't have to do this right now. You know what I mean? Because that's not until January. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to go ahead and go ahead and enable it. I may get busy and I may forget about it. Okay, so in closing, in summation, it says your message is almost ready to publish. You need to add a logo to publish your message. Well, maybe I can't. Maybe I'm not done yet. Okay, well. Oh, that is mandatory. Well, I can't do that right now. And what I have to do is here. Well, if you browse to anetcomputers.com, on the left upper top left hand side, you'll see the A, which stands for, well, you should know what it stands for. Well, it stands for, yeah, that's my logo, so I'm gonna have to include it. That I should have known that, and you can see it. It was right here, right here. It's blank. It doesn't, see, your logo should be here. Okay, that's fine. So I am gonna go ahead and publish it after that. I just don't want to bore you with anything else. So in closing, that is how you create a general data protection racket message for Google AdSense that will become mandatory in January. It's like, it's, what, 5 months away? 2 concerns, and then I will be finished with this video. Number one, if I did not consent to this government action, because yeah, it is. The General Data Protection Racket was created by the European Union, according to my understanding. I could be wrong, but I thought that's where that came from. And they enforce it too. And not only do they enforce it over in the European area, the European Economic Area, which is just Europe, the countries in Europe, which includes the United Kingdom, Great Britain, and Spain, Greece, blah 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 ad nauseum. Yeah, and I'm over here in this other abstraction called the United States. Why are you bothering me about this? Why are you forcing me to agree with your racket? You know what I'm saying? I'm afraid that they will either, number one, they will not allow any advertisements over in that area. And I looked at my reports. Before I recorded this video, I checked out to see what kind of traffic I'm receiving from the European Economic Area. And I received quite a bit of traffic, and I'm receiving, some nice revenue, at least for me, at least for my website. You know what I'm saying? And then number two, if I were to decline and not create a general data protection racket message for Google AdSense, are they going to not allow me to display any advertisements anywhere on the internet? I have not read I don't know if and they could always change. You know what I'm saying? So those are 2 big concerns that I had. You know what I'm saying? Any other concerns? And I guess another concern is, would I be penalized? Let's say it's not mandatory, but they will not display advertisements in any of the European Economic Area, including the United Kingdom. Well, but what if they like punish me? What if they? Yeah, you never know, man. Hey, man, these are algorithms. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that is my video pertaining to how you can create a general data protection racket. The R, I made that one up. That's actually not the correct word that's part of that acronym, but hey, I don't care at this point. You know what I'm saying? Maybe YouTube doesn't like it, but but YouTube, man, they don't like any free speech, I don't think. I don't know if they ever have. Anyways, so hopefully this video was productive, and it was, informative, and it helps you decide what to do or how to do it, and you know what I'm saying. And then good luck. If you're a webmaster like me, good luck, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, I don't even want to digress there. All the problems that even Google has caused, the Panda and all the algorithm changes, and having to worry about, am I going to get the same traffic? Am I going to get any traffic anymore? And then you throw in this crap. You can always browse to anetcomputers.com to fix your most common computer problems. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/anetcomputers. You can like my Facebook page. You can also follow my Facebook page, facebook.com/anetcompute, ANETCOMPUTE. If you follow and or follow me on I almost said MySpace. Really? Does anybody use MySpace anymore? I haven't logged into MySpace in like 6 months. I don't even know why I log into that account anymore. Facebook. You will be notified when I create new blog posts, create new reels, and long-form video content. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/anetcomputers. Also, youtube.com/the @anetcomputers. I'm on TikTok, tiktok.com/anetcomputers. I upload short-form videos on TikTok. They're basically reels is what they are. For the reels, I mean. Instagram, you can add me as a friend on Instagram. Instagram.com/anetcomputers. Instagram, mostly reels, short form videos. Trovo.live/anetcomputers. Twitch.tv/anetcomputers. Adios.